Hi, this is Jason from Thriving Therapies, and I've got a really cool interview here. This is Caitlin, living in Toronto, and she actually did my brain retraining program. And here she is. And what I'd like to do is to basically talk about, the challenges that she overcome with it and how she's going on now. All right, Caitlin, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Caitlin. I did the program with Jason a couple of months ago. I'm living in Toronto right now, originally from New Zealand, and yeah, feeling great.
Awesome. All right. And so what are the main kind of challenges that you're overcoming when you're doing this?
So throughout my entire life, I struggled with food addiction. It was from, as young as I could remember. I was always wanting to eat food all the time, and I was an athlete, all through. I was a swimmer until I was 16, and then I changed to rowing. So I was always able to get away with it because I was working so hard, training a lot, so I didn't really put on weight.
Right.
But yeah, so I started to notice, all through my teen years and all that, I definitely knew I had a food problem because it was, constantly thinking about sugar.
Right.
Every single second of the day I was thinking about food. So it was really quite a stressful thing for me because it was
the
like
more stress, the more you were probably eating as well.
Exactly. Like I ate it. I ate food to like treat myself because I did well. I ate food when I was feeling bad,
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a constant struggle in my life, and it felt like I tried Weight Watchers, I tried counting macros, I tried therapy, I tried hypnotism. Wow. I did everything under the sun, and I just could not beat it. It felt like every single time I tried something new, I was still depriving myself in some way. And so it was a real struggle because every single day and every single second of the day, I was having to, think, no, you can't eat that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And obviously that made me want more.
Right, yeah, that would lead to kind of binging maybe sometimes and stuff, and especially when people are kind of hard on themselves, and maybe you might have eaten a little bit of something, and then you'd be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and then eat like more.
And then I'd be like, oh, well, I'll start again tomorrow. Like,
right, yeah, and you probably tried like all kinds of diets and things, I'm sure, in the past, and trying to lose the weight. But yeah, so like, and what were the changes then that you were noticing as you're starting to do brain retraining?
So it was almost instant, honestly. Like the first day we met and we did the first session. It was strange because it was like this weird. I kind of was like, oh, that totally makes sense. Like what you were saying.
Yes.
And I've been told by therapists before, like, oh, you're getting some kind of emotion out of food. Like you're getting something out of food. And I was like, yeah, like I know. I don't really know what I'm getting. But like I couldn't disassociate myself from that, and then and so like the way you talked about brain retraining and all of that was
the underlying patterns and stuff. Exactly. And so basically what I was doing was I was teaching you about those things so that you could see them, and then also so that I was giving you better options. So instead of if you're feeling stressed, or if there was something going on, or maybe you're busy at work, you might have turned to food in the past. But then having the brain training, then you could really relax your body or increase your confidence. Or also was teaching you how to do like self-love more for it as well. So how to be compassionate to yourself. And so you had all those choices then instead of, just food before. And then what about your healthy eating choices? How did that change for you, and how quickly did that happen?
So yeah, I just almost instantly thought, food became less of something that I got, enjoyment out of eating a piece of cake or chocolate or whatever. I would find enjoyment in other areas and other foods almost instantly. I was able to associate like choices I used to make in the supermarket or wherever as like not really life enhancing for me. And for me, like that had never been enough to sway me from choosing like a sugary food. Whereas after the brain retraining, I was able to find more enjoyment out of eating like healthier options. Like I've noticed that like most of my trash is organic waste, which is like I've never been like that in my life. I've always had like, you know, packets of chips and like whatever.
Yeah, and I remember us discussing as well how, you know, if back then, before you were doing brain training, like if you had some chocolate, maybe some milk chocolate, it tasted like great. Yeah, I remember us working directly on that. And now, like if you had a little bit of that, it probably would be too sweet for you. So your sensation of like what you enjoy is different now. And so it's probably like a little bit of dark chocolate is like lovely. But like lots of greens and things, and maybe having, you know, just like healthy fruits and vegetables, tons of them, and just really enjoying that. And it'd be like having some cucumber and hummus and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, you probably wouldn't have done much of that in the past, but now it feels enjoyable for you.
Totally. And like last night I was making overnight oats, and I was like found myself getting so excited about eating breakfast in the morning. It was like this overnight oats with like really good Greek yogurt and strawberries, and I was like really no sugar in it at all, apart from obviously like the strawberries and the
natural sugars.
Exactly. And so it's crazy, like when I because I have had chocolate and like lollies every now and then, like very rarely, but when I do have it, I don't have the same emotional reaction to the food. It seems like very like base level, whereas I used to get this whole body reaction almost of like eating this like chocolate. I'd be like, oh, this is so good, and I want to keep eating more and more and more. But now it's like, oh, I have a little bit, and it tastes good. But it's not like a moreish feeling. It's just like,
yes,
good.
satisfied.
Yeah, and like I don't need to do it very often. It's like a very rare thing now.
Right, excellent. So how different is that, you know, now versus before? Night and day difference.
Yeah, it's seriously like, it's seriously changed my life. Like I never ever thought that I would get to a point where food didn't rule my life. You know, I put on 60 pounds after completing college and not being an athlete anymore. And it was just, I remember, you know, I would literally be sitting there eating chocolate or eating whatever and telling myself, stop it. You don't need to eat this. And I'd still be forcing it down because I couldn't stop. It was like a real problem. And now I'm just completely let go. Like I have no, it doesn't control me at all. I don't think about food ever unless I'm hungry, which is crazy. I used to literally think about it 24/7. So,
excellent. And so like when you were applying brain training, like how often were you doing it?
So at first, you know, I was doing it about 15 to 20 times a day in the early stages.
Okay.
But
and how long did that take? How long did it take?
I'd say about like 2 weeks to do it that often.
But in terms of like using the process, you know, did it take like a few minutes or like 5 minutes or how?
Yeah. It was, you know, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes.
So quite fast. Yeah, exactly. Quite easy.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, like, it wasn't always about food either. Like, I started using it for other things. If I, you know, was, I had to go do a presentation in front of people, I used to be completely horrified about doing anything in public speaking wise. So I'd do the process for a bunch of different things. So those 15 to 20 times weren't always about food. So, but yeah, within 2 weeks, I'd say the need to do the process had like diminished quite considerably, and it was just automatic.
Yeah, because your neurology, you know, neuroplasticity had kicked in, your brain was like, you know, adapting in these awesome ways, and then the changes and those habits that you're implementing were getting easier and easier and easier for you. Just like, say, someone learning how to drive, it was becoming automatic for you. And yeah, like focusing on building those sustainable, like, you know, instead of doing some kind of crazy diet to lose weight, you know, everyone tries those things that like to try crazy kind of restrictive diet. And initially they might see quite a bit of progress, but so because it's not sustainable for them, then they usually gain back the weight again and stuff. But we were completely focused on, you know, building your lifestyle. Yeah, so healthy eating and not counting calories or any of those things, just eating healthy foods and like rebuilding that, you know, natural kind of yearning to eat those healthy foods rather than the kind of unhealthy things. And I think I remember there was something that we were discussing at one point as well, is that when you had a choice between different foods to eat, we were looking at, you know, not how are you going to feel, you know, instantaneously in that moment, but how are you going to feel like an hour from now, how are you going to feel tomorrow if you eat this type of food. And you consciously were making that kind of a choice for yourself. and then it got easier and easier for you. And I think, you know, your taste buds would have changed as well, so that, you know, the sugary foods, you didn't want so much of those, and you wanted more natural foods and getting the natural flavors and everything. I remember that was happening to me as well when I was using brain retraining too. Yeah, it just feels awesome. It feels really good. Like, so what kind of results have you gotten? Like, it's been about what, like just over 3.5 months. So what have the results been?
You know, I've lost close to 20 pounds, and it's been
awesome.
it's been super easy.
20 pounds.
Yeah,
that's
and it's
incredible.
Like, it's just I haven't even had to think about it. Like, it's not something I have to concentrate on every day. Like, oh, this meal has to be this. It's
becoming
just
automatic for you.
Yeah,
it's a lifestyle change. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And so that's been like the biggest change. I've been able to be more active. Obviously, like being an athlete, I was really upset with how unfit I got. I've never been so unfit in my life. So I've been doing yoga, you know, trying a whole bunch of new things that I haven't tried.
Yep. So how has it been with your exercise? How easy and enjoyable is that now for you?
It's really good. I walked 72 kilometers last week. I don't know if that would have been
wow.
That wouldn't
awesome.
have really happened if we weren't in quarantine. But so it's been good. And like, every single day I've done yoga, and I've connected with a couple of friends who are really into yoga. So it's just been really, it's been really cool. I've had better relationships with my friends, and you know, I've been more present in that.
Brilliant. And what are some kind of changes that you got from this that you weren't really expecting?
I honestly, like, because it had been such a problem my whole life, there was obviously that tiny little bit of me that was like, oh, it's not going to work for me. Like, I'm different.
I remember thinking that as well.
Yeah, like, I was like, there's just no way. And then, so yeah, truly unexpected thing is like knowing that because I've retrained my brain, there's no chance that I'm ever going to slip it back into my old ways. Like,
yeah, because you've changed yourself, you changed your habits. And it's not about, we didn't change like who you are at your core, but it's just like the habits, you know, bring out the best of you basically. So yeah, I know you're for sure, you're completely on track to getting all the results that you want. It's a complete given. And how does it feel to know that?
It feels so good. It feels like I can, like, I on a daily basis, I'm like, oh, what else can I use it for? You know, like, use the process for. And so I can apply it to so many different things. And so it's a really like exciting feeling for sure.
Yeah. So, and have you used it for like things like maybe increasing your confidence in certain areas, or maybe, you know, improving like self-love, or or self-compassion? What have you used it for as well?
Yeah, so like I said before, I was really like deathly afraid of public speaking. And so I remember I used to all sweaty and, you know, nervous about doing, you know, we had
butterflies.
like, butterflies, everything, like a team meeting where I have to talk for like literally 30 seconds. And so a couple of weeks ago, I did a presentation in front of 40 people and I felt completely fine. It was totally weird. So I've used it for that. Oh man, there's a whole number of things. My sleep has been better. I've been relaxing. I've done a lot more self-love, because I used to, you know, look in the mirror and be like completely revolted at what I saw.
Right. So what's it been like adapting to your new self-image?
It's been all I see now is the potential, and like that I'm on the track to be where I want to be, and to be in better shape than I've ever been in my life without being an athlete training 3 times a day. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Excellent. Fantastic. I remember that as well. Like, as I was getting better, you know, from chronic fatigue, the 11 years that I had it, I was getting better and getting fitter and healthier and getting lots more sunshine. I was kind of like, I remember a moment of looking in the mirror and I was like, who's this? Like, who's this fit, healthy guy in front of me? So it must be absolutely amazing for you as well.
It is.
Seeing those changes in yourself. And I mean, wow, I'm sure your friends are absolutely amazed as well. Like, absolutely incredible. Awesome. All right. And so, you know, with brain retraining and like working with me, you know, if someone was thinking about working with me, what would you say? What kind of advice would you give for them? Absolutely
go for it. You know, I'm so happy I found you on Google. You know, straight away you made me feel really comfortable and at ease, and like you understood where I was coming from. We shared some of the same, you know, symptoms of, you know, before we started the process. And so, yeah, I felt really, I felt like I was in good hands the whole time. Obviously, you're really
Awesome.
personable, so easy to talk to. So you made it
Awesome.
easy
Thank
for me.
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Total pleasure helping you as well. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Cannot wait for it. I can already see you like doing so amazing. I know there's like the lockdown at the moment with Corona and stuff, but oh my goodness, what
I
kind of
don't
things are you looking forward to beyond it? Yeah, what
yeah.
what kind of things are you looking forward to with your life?
I'm looking forward to traveling again. I love
Yeah,
traveling. I've lived in 3 countries, and so yeah, seeing a lot of my friends who live in Europe is kind of on the list. I love going to
yeah.
music festivals. So obviously, once that happens, probably next summer. They're not going to do anything this year, I don't think.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's the kind of stuff I'm looking forward to for sure.
Brilliant, excellent. You'll be having fun on the beach, like playing,
Yeah,
volleyball and all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
awesome. Can't wait for it. Excellent. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. So for anyone who's interested in working with me, you can find me at thrivingtherapies.com, or you can email me at jason@thrivingtherapies.com. I've also got a Facebook group that you can join for free if you want some weekly videos that I share for free, Facebook Lives. And that is Thriving Therapies if you search for that too. And you can also like me, follow me on YouTube and Facebook. And thank you very much. All right. I want to share this information with people. That's why we're doing this interview. We'll catch up a little bit later as well. But you're doing phenomenally well. So thank you very much for this. All right. All right.
Thanks,
Speak
mate.
to you soon. Bye bye.